Hello and welcome back to my channel. As you can see, I'm still on Soneva journey in Maldives and I'm very excited because head chef Shivek has invited me to the So Wild Garden kitchen and he is going to show me one of the most popular dishes here. So let's go in, meet him. I have absolutely no idea what he's cooking, so I'm as excited as you are. As you can see, this is a special space because this is a garden where they grow herbs and vegetables, and this particular kitchen is vegan, not today, but it is vegan where they use all the produce from here and that's how they create the menu. We had dinner here and it was absolutely delicious. Thank you so much for having me, Shivek. This is fantastic. I have no idea what you're cooking, by the way.
So at Soneva, we actually focus a lot on wellness. And the whole cuisine philosophy is that yes, it has to be tasty, but it has to be something which is wellness based.
Okay.
And so we are doing these two dishes. One is called as toothfish, which will be integrating into many different segments, which I'll be explaining it to you. And then we are doing our beetroot dish.
Okay.
And yes, so these two would probably reflect the best of Soneva's cuisine philosophy.
Okay.
And these are some of the Soneva signatures. It's been taken us so many years. These two are my own dishes, which got selected for as a Soneva classic.
Oh, I see.
So that's why you would see these dishes probably at Soneva Fushi or at Soneva Jani, or at different Sonevas around.
Amazing. Wow.
Yeah.
Right. So where are you going to start?
This is toothfish, which has been sourced sustainably.
Okay.
And that's what the focus is about. And most of our cuisine dishes, they don't have starch. We use very less of starch and we try to get maximum out of that particular ingredient.
Okay.
And so the first dish is basically an inspiration to what we do beautifully, is respecting that particular ingredient. And at Soneva, what we are doing this is we are pairing this with the chicken soup. So fish and soup, nobody thinks that it'll go really well. And we'll be topping up with some healthy fats, which is like the pork lard.
Amazing.
So I'll start off that process
Okay.
now. So this toothfish needs to be marinated at least for 24 to 36 hours.
Okay.
So the whole objective is that the miso goes inside the toothfish. So this has been already marinated. And then what we do is that to make the marinade, so it's a very simple process that we have is we just take one of the egg yolk, at least let's say 100 grams of it. You can weigh it as well, but it's like you can use it freely. This is almost 100 grams of miso with then egg yolk, and then we have fresh orange juice. So we mix all of this together, and what we do then is that we cook it like a lemon curd on a double boiler. So this mixture has to be on a double boiler for at least 25 to 30 minutes, and this becomes like this.
Wow, okay. It is like lemon curd, yeah.
Yeah, it is like a lemon curd marinade. You can actually taste this marinade also.
You can really taste the orange.
Yeah. As this has been actually seared or marinated
for more than a day.
Yeah, more than a day.
days.
So it's partially already cooked.
Okay.
And what we do is we have a small oven here. So the whole idea is to kind of first caramelize the skin and then cook it directly on a stone oven.
Okay.
Okay. Just basic coloring, and as you can see, it'll start to caramelize, and that's what we eventually want also. If you grill it and then if you use it, it won't like solve the purpose because the fish gets overcooked. Just slightly, just to get this process going, what I'll do is that I'll just put it in. Okay, so this is like a reduced chicken broth with a lot of ginger, garlic, everything from our organic gardens.
Okay.
So it's basically like a dashi or a naj that we call, and it's been reduced, and that's the whole combination of this.
Okay.
This will be paired up with a healthy fat, which is an extra virgin walnut oil. Walnut oil will give it a kind of nuttiness. So I'll be adding some walnut oil, in fact a lot of walnut oil, and we'll be just reducing it further.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is basically 6 months cured lard that we have. So what we do is that we import the whole carcass of the animal, and what we do is that we run a very good charcuterie program also. So we make our own sausages, we make our own cold meats, braceola, mortadella, And we have actually made our own Parma ham, like a replica of a Parma ham. We make our own chorizos. So this is basically 6 months aged lard. So what we do is that we take all the pork trimmings, all the fat trimmings, put a lot of salt, airtight jar, and keep it for six to 7 months. And why we are adding this is just to promote, again, healthy fats. We do not use any kind of vegetable oil or something of those kinds. The umami of pork and the fish. So it's a very unusual combination. So that's what we are trying to say, that this is very unusual combination, but finally we hope that you will like it. So yeah, it should work out. Give a little bit of zestiness to this soup. I'll be doing just a bit of lemon zest just to get the notes flowing, not much. And yeah, we are just pairing up with some mushrooms as well.
Okay.
So yeah, these are our regular mushrooms that we use. So we'll just sear it again with some walnut oil. So he'll be doing it here. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's about it. So now you can actually see how this is getting, all the flakes are turning it.
Such a strong aroma.
Because toothfish has its own fat.
Okay.
And that's why we have not added any extra fat while grilling also. And it's kind of cooking in its own oil. Just another 2-3 minutes. I'll just check if the fish is done. Yeah, it's almost done. So it's quite simple. What we do is that we will be just placing this here. And then what I'll be doing is that we'll be taking some lard on top of this dish. And we'll just be torching it finely. So as you will see, the lard will melt. It will add a very nice texture to this dish. And then paired up with some crispy chicken skin. And what we're gonna do is that I'll be taking some white truffles. White truffles on top. And then this whole dish will be assembled here. And this will be paired up with chicken dashi. To top it up, we have some garden oil. Placing. Then comes some microgreens on top. I specifically use nasturtium in this. The nasturtium goes really well because this is also sour, and nasturtium has this kind of acidic touch to the whole dish. And then we will be also using some red alpha sprouts, which we have.
Very fine work.
And that's about it. That's the final dish.
And it's called toothfish with chicken dashi. Wow, I don't know what I was expecting, but it has definitely got umami flavors coming from.
going through, and it actually, it's a perfect humble dish to reflect what Soneva is. It's like a comforting bowl with premium ingredients.
It's not like, you're putting 10,000 things. It's just a few
ingredients. And that's what the whole cuisine is.
That's beautiful.
So basically the next dish has 2 elements. It is a celebration of only one dish, which is beetroot. We also do many times that what justice have you done with a particular ingredient.
Okay.
So what we have done is that we have poached the beetroot in its own juices. So we took beetroot juice and then we have slow poached this particular dish. And the whole idea is that the texture of the beetroot will be so good. And what we did is that we thinly sliced a lot of beetroot. We made it into a roulade and we slow baked it.
Okay.
And we cooked it in its own juice. So the whole beetroot was cooked in its own juice. Then it was thinly sliced. So it's a very intense flavor again. And then while we are serving this particular dish, what we'll be doing is that we'll be adding a lot of balsamic, and beetroot and balsamic is a good combination also. And the whole reduction of this dish will be made by beetroot juice, the leftover of the beetroot, and a very good quality balsamic that we have to use, and a very good quality of extra virgin olive oil. And that will be the sauce for this particular dish. So I'll be adding quite generously some balsamic here, and we'll be reducing it together. So as you can see, it's a lot of balsamic because it is a very good quality. It is a 12 years aged balsamico. So it is not very strong and it doesn't have that kind of very sharp balsamic that we always have. And you can see I'll be using a lot of olive oil as well in this. This mixture will be further reduced for another 5 minutes maximum. As you can see, the texture is already changing. And this will be our sauce. And in the same juices, what we'll be doing is that we'll be just slow poaching and reheating our beetroot.
Baked beetroot.
So there you go, both of them. You can see
Wow.
beetroot is almost there, and we attached a string alongside.
Ah,
So
yes.
just to keep the whole thing
Together.
And yeah, this is also the leftover juice, which I'll be adding it in the sauce again because it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Slow baked and it's ready. Okay, we'll be pairing up with some pistachios and some feta cheese.
Oh.
And as you can see, this
And the
is
sauce
the
is
sauce
reduced.
which has been reduced, so it's like a soup.
Yeah.
And we'll be adding two things inside.
Okay.
One is to add a bit of saltiness to this dish. We'll be using Soneva caviar, and we'll be using it generously.
Oh, into the soup.
Yeah, you will get some micro bubbles of bursts.
Yes. It's beautiful.
Olive oil. We will be doing it generously. The balsamico sauce, just to give it a texture. And now I'll be doing is just adding a bit of pistachios, just lightly toasted. Green oil. Just to give the sourness to this dish, and this will just add in one element to this particular dish. And then what I'll be doing is a generous amount of Soneva caviar on top of this particular dish. We'll be using at least half a tin in this. So it's almost 20 grams.
Wow.
In this one, we specifically use this micro peas, which is the micro basil, which is the flower bud of a basil. So it has the maximum flavor.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So we select what herbs to go with each dish as well. We actually use fennel because this dish really goes along with the fennel as well. So some notes of fennel in this. You can see. What I'll be doing is that I'll be topping up with some, again, just a touch of walnut oil, just to add into some nuttiness to this whole dish. That's all.
Sounds amazing.
This is
Every
your-
element sounds beautiful. I feel like I'm destroying it, but
Yes.
I need to destroy it. Bit of feta. There's so much happening. I love that balsamic vinegar.
Yes.
It's not strong. You've put so much.
Yes. So basically, this is like a 12 years. So we have different grades, and in this dish we generally use between 10 to 12 years. Is that we use? So it is. So this balsamic itself, it's not one of those store bought balsamic. If you taste this, it's very smooth and very mild overall.
Oh, I love it. Oh, that's beautiful. But the thing is that when you said you've like cooked the beetroot and so, I was expecting it that it'll fall apart.
Yeah.
But it's got a bite to it, which
that's
is great.
the whole idea. Everybody, when we say slow baked beetroot, it means that it is overcooked, but it will like give you kind of texture
Yes.
to this whole dish. Yeah.
Which is a surprise because
Yeah.
actually that works. What is it called again?
That's what we call this dish as.
Beetroot.
Beetroot, yes. And let them guess what's coming.
Wow, absolutely amazing. Thank
you.
you so
Thank
much,
you.
Chef. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for having me in your
Thank you.
kitchen.
Thank
Hope
you.
you guys enjoyed it. I will leave the link to Soneva in the description below. And where can they find you? Are you on Instagram or are you somewhere?
I am
you are
on Instagram finally.
Okay, I'll leave the link to Chef Shivek's Instagram in the description as well. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.